Let us start from question number 31, IBPS PO prelims paper. Question number 31. 17x square plus 6x plus 161 is equal to 16x square plus 26x plus 62. So take right hand side values to left hand side. 17x square minus 16x square, which is x square, plus 26x comes to left hand side, minus 26x plus 6x, that is minus 20x. When 62 comes to left hand side, that becomes minus 62. From this, if you subtract 62, that gives you positive number 99 and it is equal to 0. Now let's start this. So here 99 can be written as 9 into 11, minus 9 minus 11, that is minus 20. Then factors are plus 9 and then plus 11. Next, for y. So here we have plus 10y. When it comes to left hand side, that becomes minus 10y. Plus 30 comes to left hand side, becomes minus 30. So the entire equation becomes y square minus 24y plus 143 is equal to 0. Remember this crazy number? This is product of first two distinct prime numbers. 11 13s 143. 11 and 13, minus 11 minus 13, that is equal to 24, minus 24. Then factors are plus 11 and then 13. X less than y, x equal to y. Less than condition, less than condition. So x less than or equal condition. Next. 4 to the power of 4. This can be written as 4 square to the power of 2. That is 16 square, 256. This is 256 plus 15 square, that is 225. Minus 40 is equal to 21x. Right now, take 40 from this number. Here you'll have 216. 216 plus 225, that is equal to 441. Then x is equal to 441 divided by 21. Numerator we have 21 square and denominator 21. Result is 21. And then next, when you take negative common, here it is positive number, here it is positive number, and here it is negative number. Minus 5x comes to left hand side, becomes plus 5x, 7y. 7y plus 5y, which is equal to 12y. From this, y is equal to some number divided by 12 should be there. And what is this numerator? 7 times 49 and then 14 we have, that is 72 times. So numerator is 72. 72 by 12 value is equal to 6 times. X is more than y. X greater than y, and final answer. Next. So here in numerator, left hand side we have x to the power of 4 by 3 into 4. Right hand side division symbol is there. That means denominator. Your denominator is x to the power of 2 by 3. If this value comes to left hand side, that becomes multiplication. X power 4 by 3 into x power 2 by 3, that is equal to x power 6 by 3, that is x square. And x square is equal to 576. Left hand side 4 goes to other side, that becomes 4. So that is 4 once, 4 times, 4 times. If x square is 144, x value is plus 12, or it can be even minus 12 also. And then we have to write y value. Divided by 6 is there. If that value goes to the other side, that means y cube is equal to 288 into 6. As you have left hand side cube value, right hand side also it is given that clue. Right hand side values also should be cube value. Already we have 6. I would like to multiply. I would like to write 288 as product of two numbers, and one of the number is 36. Why 36? Because left hand side cube is there and already 6 is there. I definitely get 36. 6 square as the other number. So this number can be written as 36 into 8. 36 into 6, that is equal to 216, 6 cube, and 8 can be written as 2 cube. Total this number can be written as 12 cube. As the exponent is odd number, y will get only one factor, and that has to be a positive factor. Now x and y both positive, x is equal to y. X is negative and y is positive. X less than y and equal to y. Less than or equal condition we are getting. Next. 3 to the power of 343 x to the power of 1 by 3 into 2401 is equal to 0. right? So basically this is a free question, I can say. Right hand side you have 0 and left hand side you have only multiplication. If there are any additions and subtractions, then you really need to worry about your simplification. But when multiplication is involved and right hand side when you have 0, x value should be equal to 0, then only this value becomes 0, 0 into something becomes 0. So x value should be equal to 0, and the same logic even works for y also. If under root of 4 into y value is 0, then under root of 4y becomes 0, 0 into some number becomes 0. So x is 0 and y is 0, both x and y values are equal. Next, so you can take this number as multiply both numerator and denominator in 3 by x with x. You can do that, no problem. So in place of 3 by x, if you can visualize this as 3x by x square. Everywhere denominator is x square, left hand side and even in right hand side. Everywhere when denominators are same, you don't have to worry about denominators and just take numbers. 12 minus 3x, 12 minus 3x is equal to right hand side numerator 6. We are taking only numerators because we made all the denominators x square. Now from this 3x is equal to 6 and from this x is equal to 2. 1 is over. Next one, 74. 74 10 times is 74 10 times is 740, but you have less than that. So less than 10 only. Y cube value is less than 10. Less than 10, how many cube values are there? 1 cube, that is 1, 2 cube, that is equal to 8. Either it is 1 time or 8 times. 74 once is 74, but that is more than that. Hence, this is eliminated and it may be 8 value. Now, if you verify last digit verification, 4 into 8 ends with 2, 32 ends with 2. Condition satisfied. So you don't have to manually verify whether 74 8 times is equal to 596 or not. It will be same. When y cube is equal to 8 and that can be written as 2 cube, from this y is also equal to 2 and x is also equal to 2. X and y both are equal. Next, from 36 onwards we have number series questions and you should solve number series. Now observe this. Number of candidates in thousands. Candidates are in thousands, appearing in 3 different exams in 6 different years. 6 years are 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you need to form the table first to answer all these questions. 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, like that. And then exam A, B, C are there. So vertically I'll write exams A, B, C. Because if respective numbers are given for every bar image, then you don't have to convert. Because numbers are not mentioned here, only the x-axis values comparison with y-axis values are given. You must convert data given in bar chart to table. Now this is 20. This value is in between 30 and 40. So it will be exactly 35. And this is 40. And this is 20. So 20, 35, 40. These are for 2005. 20, 35 and then 40. Like this you need to convert it for remaining years. And I already made this table available for you for simplification purpose. And now if you observe this, let's see exactly what I was telling you. ABC in vertical manner and horizontally will write years 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've made it ready for 2005, 20, 35, 40, 20, 35, 40. If you convert remaining also, this is going to be our final table. Next. Number of candidates appearing for exam B in the year 2006 and 7. Exam B 2006 and 7, that is equal to 55. Together 55 was what percent of number of candidates appearing for the exam C in the year 2005. In the year 2005, exam C candidates are 40. So with respect to 40, that is equal to what percentage? That's what you're asked to calculate. Now you can go for direct simplification, that is one way. The other way is numerator is how much more than denominator? 15 more. If numerator is exactly equal to 40, it is 100%. But apart from 40, you have extra 15. If you can identify how much is that extra value, you are done with the answer. Now, this even we can write it as 1 plus 15 by 40 into 100. 1 into 100, that is 100%, that is very clear. plus 15 by 40 can be written as 5 3 times and then 8 times. What do you mean by 3 by 8? That is equal to 37.5%. We have learned these conversions in percentage chapter. 3 by 8, that is equal to 37.5%. 100% plus 37.5%, 137.5%, second option answer. If 30% of the total number of candidates appearing for all the exams together in the year 2006, all exams in 2006 were qualified, what was the number of unqualified, not qualified candidates in the year 2006? These are people who have appeared the exam. 40 20 60 60 25 85. Out of 85,000, what percent have not qualified? 70 percentage. Now let's calculate 70 percentage. 70 by 100 of 85,000. You know that all the values are in thousands. Two zeros gets cancelled. 0 0. There should be two zeros. 7 85 times. 7 into 80, that is 560. 7 into 5, that is equal to 35. 560 35, which is equal to 595. So 59,500 is our answer. Do we have 59,500? No. So answer is first option, none of this. What was the approximate percentage increase in number of candidates appearing for exam B in the year 2010 as compared to the previous year? Approximate percentage increase in candidates who appeared the exam B in 2010. In 2010 it was 40, but previous year it was 30. If 30 becomes 40, how much increase happened here? 10 increase. 10 increase from where? 30 percentage into 100. 0 0 gets cancelled. What do you mean by 1 by 3? 1 by 3 in the sense 33 1 by 3 percentage, which is fifth option. Next. What was the difference between total number of candidates appearing for all three exams together in the year 2008 and the total number of candidates appearing for all exam A in all the years together? Exam A all years together and for all the three exams together in 2008. 2008 all exams in the sense vertical addition. 55 25 80, 80 30 110. This is one number. And next is different. Total number of candidates appearing for exam A all years together. Exam A all years in the sense horizontally we have to add all the values. Horizontally we have to add. Now let's see here. 20 40 60 60 40 100 150 150 150 plus 60 210 210 plus 5 215. Now for these two numbers you are asked to calculate difference. Difference between these two numbers is equal to 105. 105,000. 105,000 in the sense after this you have to write three zeros. The same we can write it as 1.05 lakh also. So we have 105 is the difference and values are in thousand. So we have to add three zeros. The same is equal to 1.05 lakh. 1.05 lakh is equal to third option. Next. What was the respective ratio between number of candidates appearing for exam B exam B in the year 2009? 2009 exam B, that is equal to 30. And then exam A in 2007 exam A, that is equal to 25. Exam C in 2008 exam C 2008, that is equal to 55. Now you are asked to calculate ratio between all the numbers. All are 5 multiples. 5 6 times, 5 5 times, 5 11 times. 6 is to 5 is to 11. 6 5 11. Which option is that? Fifth option. Next. This is some other table. Now look at this. Number of flights cancelled by 5 different airlines in 6 different years. 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. PQRST. So these are airlines and year wise number of flights which were cancelled. Now let's see questions. Number of flights cancelled by airline P and R together in the year 2007. 2007 P and R. P is 600, R is 546. Together it is equal to 1146. 600, 500, 1100 and then extra 46. was approximately what percent of number of flights cancelled by airlines? Yes, in the year 2005. 2005, yes, that is equal to 365. So with respect to 365, this is equal to what percentage? Now, instead of going for simplification, first look at your options. So options are 350, 340, 265, 300 something. So approximately values are in 300. Let us first calculate how much is 300 percentage of the denominator. 300% of denominator is 3 times of the denominator. 300 3 times 900. 65 3 times 195. So that is 900 plus 195. That is equal to 1095, which is 3 times of denominator 300 percentage. But your numerator is more than this. How much more than 1095 is 1146? Apart from 1146 extra we have, apart from below 1100 we have 5. So 46 plus 5, in this sense we have to add 51. When you want to add 51, let's see what is 51 in terms of percentage. 10 percentage is 36. 20 percentage is 72. This is more than 36 but less than 72. So this value should be more than 10% but less than 20%. Approximately I will treat it as 15 percentage. So your answer should be close to 300 plus 15, that is 315%. Answer should be close to 315, that is 314, final answer. Next. What was the approximate percentage increase in number of flights cancelled by airline yes in the year 2008 as compared to previous year? Now, airline S 2008. Airline S 2008. Yes, here it is. You're asked to calculate approximate increase in number of flights cancelled. Here, previous year it was 430, but now it is 550. How much increase happened? 120. 120 with respect to 430 percentage into 100. Right. Now, 50% of denominator is 215. 25 percentage of the denominator is equal to 1/4 of this number, that is equal to 107.5. Apart from this, you still have 12.5 more than that. 1 percentage is 4.3. 3% in the sense 4 3 is 12.3 into 3.9. That is 12.9. But you have 12.5, but very close to that. So answer is 25% plus 3%. This value is 3%, approximate to 3%. To be frank, it should be little bit less than 3% because 3% of denominator is 12.9. This is little bit less than that. So answer should be close to 3% but little bit less than that. So total answer should be 28% approximate. 28%. What was the approximate percentage increase? Yes, 28. Nearest answer is 27%. Nearest answer. As they said, approximate plus or minus 1 is possible, no problem. What was the difference between highest number of flights cancelled by airline Q and lowest number of flights cancelled by T out of all the years? Highest number in Q and least number in T. Highest in Q. For Q, highest is equal to 680 only, and least for T. For T, least number is 258. You are asked to calculate difference between both. 600 minus 200, that is equal to 400. 80 minus 58, that is equal to 22. 422 is the difference. 422, none of this. 422 should be your answer. As that is not there, let's go for none of these. What was the average number of flights cancelled by airlines PRST in the year 2008? In the year 2008, PRST, except Q, you have to consider everything. In 2008, Q is 208, except this, you have to consider remaining values. Now let's see. First add only hundreds places. 500, 500, 1000, 1700, 1800. We already have 1800, keep it aside. Next is tens places. 60, 50, 110 plus 80. 110 plus 80, that is equal to 190. Now units places. 0 plus 8, 8, 8 plus 0, 8, 8 plus 6, 14. Now to this, if you add 14, 190 plus 10, 10, 200, 200 plus 1800, that is equal to 2000 and 4. As your question is about average, that is equal to divided by 4. 4, 5, 0, 1 time. 501 is our final average. 501, first option. If 40% of flights in the year 2010 by airlines R were cancelled due to bad weather condition and the rest were cancelled due to technical fault, what was the number of flights cancelled due to technical fault? Due to technical fault, 60% were cancelled. 60 percentage, 60 is there. 60 is 3 multiple. Answer should be 3 multiple. Because you have none of this, it may be one of the possibility of getting answer. So let us try to exactly calculate. 60 percentage of airlines are in 2010. Airlines are in 2010, that is equal to 880. Out of this we want to calculate 60%. How do we get 60%? 50% plus 10%. 10 percentage is equal to 88. Total it is 528. 528 is our final answer. 528, second option. Next, when you have none of these as your answer, don't go for last digit verification or multiplication rule, because chances are there for none of these as getting final answer. So don't go for multiplication rule and as well as a last digit verification rule. Next, Shari got a discount of 32% and paid 1,53,000 for a new car. What would be the cost of the car if the discount were only 5%? If there was a discount, how much is the price? 5% discount. Now when there is 32% discount, he will pay 68% only. 68 percentage of what? Market price, and that is equal to 1,53,000. Now from this, 1,53,000 is equal to 68%. 1% is equal to 68. And then when there is 5% discount, you will purchase the same car at 95% of the market price. So we need 95%. This value multiplied by 95. 95. Now cancellation with 17. 17 4 times, 17 5 times. 17 5 is 85, but here we have 95. Now see, basically we can do one thing. 153 is 9 multiple, answer should be 9 multiple, but none of these is there. If you don't have none of this, then directly you can verify how many 9 multiples are there, and then we can finally answer it. Because there is a 9 multiple, we have to calculate this. 17 4 times, 17 9 times, and then 3 zeros. And then as you have 3 zeros, keep it as it is. 9 times of 95. 9 times in the sense, take 10 times minus 1 time. 10 times is 950 minus 1 time is 95. Instead of subtracting 95, let's subtract 100, add 5. When you subtract 100, it is 850 plus 5, 855. 855 divided by 4 we have. Now 4 2 times, 4 ones 4, 15 we have, 4 3s 12, 30 we have, 7 times 28. 28 in the sense 20 we have, that is 5 and then 0. 2,13,750. 2,13,750, final answer. In place of none of these, suppose if at all if you have some other number, directly we can verify 9 multiplication rule, because your numerator is 9 multiple. But as none of these is there, we may get none of these also as final answer. So we are not going for direct answer. In a cricket match, Sachin scored 117 runs. Rahul scored 89 runs. Dhoni scored 65 runs. So Sachin, he scored 117, and then Rahul 89, and then Dhoni 65, and then Yuvraj 23 runs, and Veer scored certain number of runs right now. And then if the average score of all 5 batsmen was 94, if average for 5 members is 94, then sum of runs scored by all those 5 members is 94 5 times, that is 10 times, and making half. 10 times is 940, half of that is equal to 470. Here also you have none of these. If you don't have none of these, probably we would verify last digit verification also, but now we have to calculate everything. Add these two numbers, that is equal to 117 plus 23, 140. From this we have to subtract 140 as well as sum of these two numbers, 89 plus 65, which is equal to 154. 154. Sum of both the numbers is equal to 294. From this you have to subtract finally 294. 294. Instead of subtracting 294, subtract 300, add 6. When you subtract 300, that is 170, and add 6, 176. 176, second option answer. Next. The respective ratio between the present ages of a son, mother, father and grandfather is 2 is to 7 is to 8 is to 12. The average age of son and mother is 27 years. What will be mother's age after 7 years? Now from the ratio son, comma, mother, comma, father, comma, grandfather. So here mother is second person. From the ratio, second person is 7 parts. So mother's present age is 7 parts. You're asked to calculate mother's age after 7 years. 7 part should be a 7 multiple, and to that this is going to be present age. And after 7 years, in the sense you have to add 7 years. 7 multiple plus 7 should be also 7 multiple, and here 49 is 7 multiple, but the problem is you have none of this. When you have none of this, you have to solve the answer and need to answer it. Now the average age of son and mother is 27. Then sum of ages of son and mother is equal to average, that is 27 multiplied by 2, which is equal to 54. And now there is sum of present ages of mother and son. Here son and mother are first two members. Son's age is 2 parts, mother age is 7 parts. Sum is equal to 9 parts. If this value is equal to 9 parts, 1 part is divided by 9. And we were asked to calculate mother's age after 7 years. Mother's present age is equal to 7 years into 7. 9, 6 times 6 into 9, 42. Present age is 42, but your question is to identify after 7 years. When you add 7, it becomes 49, final answer. In place of none of these, if at all, if you see some other number, which is also not a multiple of 7, because this is not 7 multiple, it cannot be your answer. This is not 7 multiple, this cannot be your answer. This is not 7 multiple, this cannot be your answer. Answer may be 49 or none of these also. In place of none of these, if at all, if there is some other number, and if that is also not a multiple of 7, directly you can answer it without simplification. Next. In an exam, Raman scored 25 marks less than Rohit. Rohit scored 45 marks more than Sonia. Rohit scored 75 marks, which is 10 more than Sonia. Right. Sonia we have, and then Rohan. We have Rohan. Rohan scored 75, which is 60 more than Sonia. Then Sonia should score 65. Then only 75 is 10 more than that. And then, so far we know Rohan and then Sonia. Rohit scored 45 more marks than Sonia. Right. Now we are talking about Rohit. Rohit scored 45 more than Sonia's marks. That is equal to 110. Raman scored 25 marks less than Rohit. Then Raman, this guy is going to score 25 less than this number. 25 less than this number is 85. Next. Ravi's score is 50 less than maximum marks of the test. Okay, you don't know maximum marks of the test, keep it aside. What approximate percentage of marks did Ravi score in the exam if he gets 34 marks more than Raman? Okay, do we have information about Ravi? We don't have information about Ravi. Ravi's score is 50 less than maximum marks of the test. What approximate percentage of marks did Ravi score in the exam if he gets 34 marks more than Raman? Okay, you know already Raman scored how many marks? That is equal to 85. Then Ravi is going to score 34 more than this number. 34 more than this number is equal to 119. And at the same time, they said Ravi scored 50 less than maximum marks. Then maximum marks are going to be this number plus 50. 119 plus 50 is equal to 169. Now your question is, what approximate marks did Ravi score? Ravi scored 119. Approximately you can treat it as 120. Out of 169, approximately you can treat it as 170. Percentage into 100. 0 0 gets cancelled. 1200 by 7. 1200 divided by 17, not 7. 17. 7 times 70, 49. 119. Yes. 17, 7 times. 10 into 7, 7. 7 into 7, 49. 70 plus 49, that is equal to 119. 120 we have, still we have 10 more. So answer should be approximate to 70 percentage, which is equal to second option. Next. Rahul's monthly income is 3 times than Rakesh monthly income. Rakesh monthly income is 20 percentage more than Manoj monthly income. Manoj annual income is 12.4 lakh. What is Rahul's annual income? Right. Some places are annual income we have, some places are monthly income. Right. Finally, no problem. Now here, Manoj annual salary is equal to 2.4 lakh. For 12 months, if it is 2.4 lakh, per month it is divided by 12. Divided by 12 in the sense that is equal to 20,000 per month. Then only into 12 will be 2.4 lakh, 2 lakh 40,000. Next, Rakesh monthly income is 20% more than monthly income of Manoj. So Rakesh is getting 20% more than this. 20% is 4,000. Then this guy is going to get 24,000. Who is this? Rakesh. Next, Rahul monthly income is 3 times that of Rakesh monthly income. So Rahul is going to get 3 times of this number. 24 3 times is equal to 72,000. This is monthly income. But you're asked to calculate Rahul annual income. You're asked to calculate Rahul annual income. Rahul per month he is getting 72,000. Then forget about 3 zeros. We can add 3 zeros later. 72 is per month. Yearly in the sense into 12. 72 10 times that is 720. 72 2 times that is equal to 144. Total 864. That can be treated as 8.64 lakh. 8.64 lakh or 8 lakh 64,000. Fifth option answer. Because all these are thousands, right? So you need to write 3 more zeros. 8 lakh 64,000 is our answer. Sometimes we can even say this value is equal to 8.64 lakh. Ratio between angles of quadrilateral is 7, 9, 11, 3. So quadrilateral in the sense that has 4 sides. Sum of internal angles should be equal to 360 degrees. 360 degrees is equal to divided into 360 degrees divided into 9 plus 11 20, 7 plus 3 10, 20 10, that is equal to 30 parts. Then one part is equal to 12 degrees. Right, next. Largest angle of the triangle is equal to the third highest angle of the quadrilateral. In quadrilateral, what is third highest? This is highest, second highest, and then this is third highest, 7 parts. So third highest in quadrilateral is equal to 7 parts, that is equal to 7 into 12, which is equal to 84 degrees. And this value is equal to largest value in triangle, which is equal to 84 degrees. That is what the condition here. Largest angle of the triangle is equal to third highest angle of the quadrilateral. Third highest is 7 parts, 84 degrees. Then largest in triangle is 84. Next, other two angles of triangles are equal. Okay. Now, second angle in triangle is equal to remaining. Total angle in triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Out of 180, we already have 84. Then remaining is 96. Half of that is equal to, because second angle and third angle both are equal, they said. So when sum of other two is equal to 96, each angle should be equal to half of that, which is equal to 48 degrees. Now, what is your question? What is the sum of smaller angle of the triangle? Smaller angle of the triangle is equal to 48 degrees because this is the higher, and other two are equal. And the second highest angle of the quadrilateral. Second highest angle of the quadrilateral is equal to 9 parts. That is equal to 9 into 12, 108. That is equal to 9 into 12. 9 12 is 108. 48 plus 108, that is equal to 156 degrees. 156 degrees, third option answer. A 400 meters long train moving with an average speed crosses a platform in 25 seconds. A man crosses the same platform in 4 minutes. What is the speed of the man? See, if you want to calculate speed of the man, a man crosses platform in 4 seconds. Time is given. When you want to calculate speed, you need to know distance and then time. Time is already there. But what is the distance that a person travel here? Platform. Then what is platform length? Look at this. A 400 meters long train. This 400 is equal to train length. Moving with an average speed. You are not given how much is the speed of the train. Crosses a platform in 25 seconds. If you know speed of the train, we can calculate how much is the distance covered by train in 25 seconds, and that distance includes train length 400 meters plus platform length. So because you are not given speed of the train, we cannot calculate how much is the distance covered by it in first case in which it crosses a platform. Because you don't have that data, platform length cannot be determined. When you don't have platform length, answer cannot be determined for this question. Answer cannot be determined, second option answer. Next. 3/7 of a number is equal to 30% of second number. 3/7. 3/7 of a number is equal to 30 percentage. 30 percentage can be treated as 3 by 10 of the second number. 3 gets cancelled. From this, x by y is equal to 7 goes to the other side, that is equal to 7 by 10. So you can take first number is equal to 7 parts and second number is 10 parts. Second number is equal to 1/3 of the third number. So you also have third number, that is equal to second number. 10 parts is 1/3 of third number. Then z is equal to 30 parts. Then only 10 parts is 1/3 of it. Next, the value of the third number is equal to 4230. Then one part is equal to 4230 divided by 30. And what is your question? What is 20% of the first number? First number is 7 parts. So out of 7, 20 percentage you need to calculate. 20 percentage is equal to 1/5. 0 gets cancelled. First of all, 3 once, 4 times, once. 141 7 times. 100 into 7, 700. 40 into 7, 280. Total 980. 1 into 7, 7. 987 divided by 5. This value is equal to, instead of dividing number with 5, you divide with 10 and double it. When you divide with 10, it gives you 98.7. When you double it, you'll get 197.4. 197.4, first option answer. The simple interest occurred on a sum of at a certain principal is 3,500 in 7 years at the rate of 8% per annum. So this value is, the simple interest occurred on a sum of certain principal is 3,500. So 3,500 is simple interest, and in 7 years at 8% per annum, that is equal to 56 percentage. So 3,500 is equal to 56%. 1 percentage is equal to this much. What would be the compound interest occurred on 4 times of that principal at the rate of 4% per annum in 2 years? Right now, 7 500 times, 7 8 times. This is 1% value, and if you want to calculate principal, that is equal to into 100. 100 in the sense 8, 12 and a half times. 0 and decimal gets cancelled. 50 times of 12.5. That you can start it as 100 times and half of it. 100 times of 125 is 12,500. And half of that is 6,250. This is your principal. Now, at the rate of compound interest, your principal is 4 times of this set. What would be the compound interest occurred on 4 times of the principal? What is 4 times of this number? Double. Double is 12,500. Again, double is 25,000. Out of this, you need to calculate compound interest for 2 years at 4% per annum. Now, first year compound interest, 4% of principal. 1 percentage is 250, 4 percentage is 1000. And second year also, you'll get 4% on this number, which is 1000, plus 4% of first year interest, which is equal to 40. Now, compound interest for 2 years is equal to 2040, 2040, which is equal to third option. Next. Amit got 1200 marks and Jyoti scored 84 percentage marks in a test. If Jyoti's marks are 144 more than Amit, what percent marks did Amit score? Amit got already 1200 marks and Jyoti scored 84 percentage, they said. Jyoti's marks are 144 more than Amit. If you know that Amit scored 1200, Jyoti scored 144 more than that, that is equal to 1344, and which is equal to 84 percentage. And you're asked to calculate percentage of marks obtained by Amit. Amit's score is 1200. For 1200, that is equal to what percentage? Now, from this, 84 into 1200 divided by 1344. 1344. Now, 1200 times here. 12 once. 14 we have 12 once. 24 2 times. Now, Half of this number is 42. Cancellation with 4. Yes, it is possible. 7. Yes. 7 and 4. 28 is possible. Cancellation with 28. 28. 3 times here. 28. 4 times here. 3 by 4 in the sense 0.75 into 100. That is equal to 75%. 75% is our final answer, which is not there. Answer is none of this. 3 by 4, there is no doubt about it. Answer is 75%, as that is not there. Don't try to recalculate or don't go for 74. You're not asked to calculate approximate. You're asked to calculate exact, and that is 75. And also none of this is there. Be careful. Next, approximations. Now you can treat this number as 5890 divided by 15 plus 589 minus 112. 500 minus 100, that is equal to 400. 89 minus 12, that is equal to 77. 15 3 times 45. 45 in the sense 139 we have. 15 9 times, and still you have 40 approximately 3 times. Sum of both the numbers. If you add 7 to this number, it becomes 400. 400 plus 470, that is equal to 870. Approximate 870. Fifth option. Next. 10 cube we have. 10 cube in the sense 1000 minus 24 square, which is equal to 576 plus 2 to the power of 5, which you can write it as 32. You can add 32 later, but now 1000 minus 576, easy to calculate. Let's complete this. 424 plus 32. If you add both, that is equal to 456. 456 is our final answer. Approximate answer 450, fourth option. Next, 18 by 4 whole square. 18 by 4 can be written as 9 by 2. 9 square 81 by 2 square 4 into 455 divided by 19 divided by 61 by 799 can be written as into 799 by 61, and that can be treated as approximate 800 by 61. Now, as these are approximations, let's try if you have any simplifications. 4 200 times, and then 19. Yes, 19 10 times is 190. Apart from that, you have 10, so you can treat it as 10.5 times. 10.5. Now that's it. 61 7 times. 67 is 420. 1 into 7 7. From 455, if you subtract 427, remaining we have 28. 28 also can be written as approximate 0.5 times. Now that's it, and we have 81 into, treat this number as 75 into 105. We can consider decimals later. 75 into 105. 75 100 times is 7500. 75 5 times is equal to 75 5 times 375. Total it is 7875. You can treat it as 78.75. 78.75. 8178 times we have to calculate. Now that can be treated as 81 80 times minus 81 1.2 times, which is equal to 5 by 4. As you have 0, you'll have 0. 88 times 640, 1 into 8, that is equal to 648. Approximately you can treat 420 times here. 20 into 5, that is 100. If you can subtract 100 from 6480, answer is 6380. Answer should be 6380. 6380. Approximately you have 6400. This number is 30 less than this. Our answer is 6380. If you consider this is 30 less, but we have more than 20 more than this number. Approximately 6400 only. Next, 74% of 1300. 74% of 1300. Now let's take 75%. We'll subtract 1%. 75% in the sense half and half of the number. Half of this number is 50. Half of 650 is equal to 325. From this you need to subtract 1%, which is equal to 13. If you subtract 13 from this number, that is equal to 312. So first number is 312, and then this is 10 percentage of 1900. 10% of 1900 is equal to 190, and the total is equal to 502. Answer is 502. Yes, it has to be. Sorry, 75%, right? Half plus half of the number. This is mistaken. 75% is half plus half of the number. Half is 650. Again, half is 325. Total 975. From this, if you subtract 1%, that is 962. 962. And then 10% of 1900, which is equal to 190. Total 1152. 1152 should be your answer. Approximate. Fourth option 1150. Next. Calculate this one. 2440 minus 1234. Minus 1234. Let's calculate so far, which is equal to 1206 plus 402 we have. To this, if you add 402, that is 1608, and right hand side you have 989, that is approximately 990. That comes to left hand side, that becomes minus 990. Subtract 1000, add 10. Subtract 1000, 608, add 10, 618 is our answer. Answer should be approximate to 618, that is equal to third option 620. With this, we completed this paper and we'll meet in next session. Thank you.